Being alone, a very warm welcome to Brand Equity on ET Now. I have a very special guest. He's all of 29, but you've heard his name. And if you've not heard his name, you've definitely heard of his product. He's never been employed in his life, and he's always worked for himself. I'm so inspired to meet people like him because I've never had the gumption to do that. Thank you so much for joining me, Ankush. Truly a pleasure having you on the show. For the uninitiated, Ankush is the co-founder of ShareChat, now also has acquired Moj and MX Takatak. So really, for all of 29, you're doing things which when we were 29, couldn't have imagined. We just wanted a secure job and ensure that our salaries came on time so we could go out and drink and eat and have fun. So what a change of attitude. I want to, deep dive into your past before I talk about the current. Talk to me about the fact that you were a student at IIT Kanpur and then just decided to take off and not get employed. What's the story and where did the guts come from?
Yeah, first of all, thank you for having me. Yeah, it's been a very interesting journey. We started right out of IIT Kanpur, me and my co-founders, Farid and Bhanu. We were all together in the college, and we never thought we'll build a startup. And we just felt really happy building products and seeing that being used by people. And I think that just kept happening, and we realized by the fourth year we have to now pick, like there's a placement to sit for jobs and all. And so Farid and Bhanu are 1 year seniors, so they had already not chosen to have jobs and sort of graduated.
And doing what?
They were in Mumbai. We were in an incubator, again building products. And I was in my fourth year, and we had actually failed 14 times. So we built 14 products while being in college. None of them sort of took off. And one fine day, I find this interesting thing happening on Facebook, WhatsApp, people consuming content. And I'm like, this is so new. Like, why are people consuming content on WhatsApp groups? They are not using your typical Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube to consume content. And this was 2 days before placements in IIT Kanpur.
I mean, you chanced upon this?
Yes. While working on a different product, I just chanced upon this unique behavior. And I'm like...
How did you chance upon this behavior?
So we were building Opinio. It was a debating product. And there was so basically you have a debate between, let's say, Virat and Sachin, and you have to come here and support your favorite influencer with comments. And that product was going nowhere. I was in my campus, fourth year. I was spamming the link of my website into different Facebook groups in the hope that I'll get some traffic.
Sure.
And while doing that, within a public Facebook group, which was a Sachin fan club, I saw this post which had this thing written that मैं बना रहा हूँ सचिन का WhatsApp group, अपना phone number डाले. Basically, asking people to put a phone number for a Sachin fan club on WhatsApp. And below that post were 50,000 comments with actual phone numbers. And I'm like, this is not normal. Like, why would people put their real phone numbers on a public forum? But out of curiosity, I sort of took 1,000 phone numbers, put that on my phone, in my WhatsApp, made 10 WhatsApp group, 100 members each, and named them as Sachin photo, Sachin groups, because they were probably hoping to get into such a Sachin WhatsApp group. So I thought I'll be the admin and make and see what happens. So I did that, made those 10 WhatsApp groups, kept my phone, went down. It was lunchtime in the campus. And after an hour, I come back. I open my door of my hostel room, and my phone is on that table, constantly beeping with notifications. And I pick up the phone, and every single WhatsApp group was filled with hundreds of unread messages.
Wow.
And I open the group, they are sharing Sachin photos, videos, a guy asking, send me a Shahjahan Cup video. Within 3 seconds, a guy will respond with the actual video. And imagine these are 100 random strangers picked off the internet, put in a WhatsApp group. They don't complain, they don't crib about it. They're super happy and sharing content. And that is how we discovered that there's a massive content economy happening on WhatsApp groups. And that is the default way of getting content.
So this was all this great realization you had 2 days before your placement.
Yeah. So this was, I think, 29 November 2014.
Okay.
2 days later, we had the placements in IIT Kanpur. And I had to decide, we have failed 14 times, but this one looks promising.
What confidence?
I don't know, it was confidence or foolishness, whatever, it worked out. And I thought this looks interesting, amazing. And I decided I will not sit for placements. I took a train to Mumbai. And interestingly, what had happened, so I went to Mumbai, we kept working. Somebody from my batch actually got a crore plus package, which is common in com science in ID.
Yeah.
And that started trending and coming in newspapers. And I started getting calls from my parents, what are you doing in Mumbai?
For sure.
Your batchmate is getting a crore plus package. And I'm like, give me 2 years, I'll figure out. If it doesn't happen, I'll join some tech company. But yeah, I think it was, I don't know what gave me the confidence, but that's how it happened.
And okay, you came to Bombay, and then how did the birth of ShareChat happen?
So yeah, so I think once I sort of showed this behavior to Farid and Bhanu that this is something very interesting happening, and we thought we'll build a simple app which can aggregate all this viral content of WhatsApp, give it in a simple feed to the users, and they can with one tap share it on their WhatsApp friends and family.
Okay.
So that was a simple idea with which we started, and yeah, I think we went through a bunch of iterations. We were a chat room first, then we became a chat bot. Eventually, we came to the current version of a simple feed.
Right.
And it just exploded after that.
But tell me, Ankush, you have Facebook, you have Twitter, you have WhatsApp groups that everybody is part of many WhatsApp groups. There's 10,000 forwards that come.
Yeah.
So your information sources are many, and actually it's a lot of spam. You're getting bombarded with content. What is different about ShareChat where people want to get onto another platform, another app, also for content?
So I think there are a bunch of differences. One is we entered the market with the non-English sort of lens that India is very diverse. It's not just English. So we have 15 Indian languages. And we were the first platform to sort of take that approach, go very deep, in fact, in languages like Odia and like Tamil, Telugu, Malayalam, Kannada. Like nobody sort of took it as the first approach to getting audience. And the other more important thing is we believe we are an aggregator of public content. We're not into the business of ranking your private friends' wedding photos. That's probably Instagram. We are into the business of aggregating public content. Our mission is we will aggregate world's information and serve it to you before you even share an intent with us. So in some way, we're anti-search. And follow is a part of our product. You have follow button, but for our algos, it's not an important signal.
Oh, really?
So the most important signal for short videos is what videos have you watched full. We don't care if you have liked, followed, opened a profile or anything. That's far lower in the stack. If you've full watched a video, we can learn what other kinds of videos you can full watch.
That's interesting. But do you think like one of the key grouses with Facebook, especially when whether it's elections or it's anything that requires to get global or national voices going, is that because of Facebook and who you follow and your friends, it's pretty much an echo chamber. So you are just seeing views of people who are similar to you, and so it's you're living in your own bubble. Does this new way of looking at algorithms, where you look at what I watched in toto and then serve me accordingly, and not who my friends and families and who I follow, does that change that? Or does it still remain an echo chamber?
See, if you have a conscious effort as a company to not let it become a platform for, I don't know, enraging comments and all of that, you can actually choose to do it. And us not being tied to a follow graph actually gives us a liberty that, for example, if there is a lot of back and forth rage commentary happening, you can choose to downrank that because you do not want that on your platform. So we have, like along with a sort of a machine-led, AI-led layer of defense, we also have human moderators because you miss the context otherwise. And we make sure we have these human moderators in all languages, Odia, Bengali, Marathi, everywhere, because that is what really defines India, right? If you only have Hindi and Tamil, you are really not covering. And in fact, that's a problem, right? So if you have an audience, Odia might be our smallest market.
Yeah.
Yet we invest equally when it comes to keeping the moderation standards in all languages.
So what would be your largest market?
Hindi.
Hindi?
Yeah.
And second?
Tamil.
Yeah? Wow. Okay. So I'd be curious, you obviously also follow the ad-based model, right? I'm sure you remember a few years ago, and even currently there is a conversation on, but it was much stronger a few years ago on YouTube's brand safety, right? And the fact that you're serving ads and you don't know what is the context, and it's not really serving the brand so much if you're going to be juxtaposed with hate speech, for instance, or porn. How is that working for you, and what are you doing to ensure brand safety?
Yeah. So I think for us, ads is one revenue stream. We
Yeah.
also have virtual gifting and video commerce now coming up.
Just talk to me about that as well after you answer this question. I'd
Sure.
be curious.
Yeah, so I think this is a common concern brands have, right? So and
Yeah, yeah.
this has been since digital sort of came
Yeah,
along,
yeah.
and from the linear world of TV, we are now into the West Wild of social media and UGC.
Absolutely.
So I think that's a valid concern, and we take a lot of measures to make sure that people have full trust that when they put an ad on ShareChat, we make sure that it is within the brand safe environment. And as I mentioned, right, so this is even before advertisement was a part of our revenue, we made sure for the community's health that there are checks and balances to make sure these content are minimized on the platform.
Sure. Okay. So you have obviously ad revenue. Then you said you have gifting.
Virtual gifting, yes.
Virtual gifting.
Yes.
So people are actually spending money to give you a gift virtually.
Yes.
That's really strange.
Yeah.
I still like a touch and feel, but whatever. Probably old. And the third is
Video commerce.
You know, what's it? E-commerce.
Video commerce.
Video
Yeah,
commerce. Okay, explain this virtual gifting and video
Sure.
commerce to me.
So we started live streaming during the pandemic. In fact, so we thought that we've been a platform for entertainment for the longest time.
Right.
But during the pandemic, when people will be going back to their hometowns, they'll also feel lonely.
Yeah.
They'll feel a loss of connection to their friends back in their workplaces or whatever. And therefore, we need to solve that problem. And the feature we came up with was audio rooms that you can have a live audio discussion with multiple people. This is back in April 2020 that we launched it. And we saw very interesting phenomena happening. For example, there was a hashtag in ShareChat which was about Bible lovers. It was a Christian community. And they could not go to church during the lockdowns, right? So they used audio rooms every single morning, 8 a.m. to have a virtual church where there will be people who will come live and actually pray for other people. And in the comments, you will have people commenting that I'm having this trouble in my family. Could you pray for me? And there will be people who are actually praying for them. This is happening in a live audio room. And eventually, I think January of last year, we started enabling gifting to see how things shape up. And we were amazed with the ramp up of gifting. And the way the like use cases are, if you're, let's say, on a audio chat room, playing a guitar for your fellow friends or whatever, and they like your guitar playing, they'll give you like a 10 rupee virtual chocolate. And they will say, can you play this song? And if you play it well, they'll give you a 10 rupee virtual chocolate.
I'm the person playing the guitar and you're buying me a 10 rupees virtual chocolate. Yeah. What will I get?
Nothing. So think about it this way. So you are aspiring guitar player. You got a good audience. You're not a star anyway in any sort of imagination, but you are aspiring, and you got a good audience of 7 people on the audio slot, maybe 50 people in the comment, and somebody says, hey, can you play this song for me? Some random song, and you play it really well. They get really happy and appreciate you with a 10 rupee virtual chocolate.
But who's getting that 10 rupees?
So the person who's on the audio slot, who's probably your friend or fan, who will gift it to you.
I know, but am I getting that 10 rupees at least?
It'll be a share between the platform and the creator.
So as the person who's playing amateur guitarist, I will get something.
Yes.
I mean, I get some money.
Yeah. Okay. And you even have more established and maybe easy to understand use cases, right? Like Jyotishis. Jyotishis come on audio rooms to do consultation.
Really?
And you can give like a 50 rupee virtual Rudraksh Mala to get an answer from the Jyotishi. That's happening. And that's a large offline market, which is now being reimagined in a live digital world.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
So gifting and video commerce?
So video commerce is our newest sort of stream. We announced a partnership with Flipkart last year. And the idea there is that if you are an influencer on Moj or ShareChat, you have the power to nudge your fans and followers to actually do a real purchase. So far we were on the virtual gifts. We're now moving to physical goods. And so if you are, let's say, a fashion beauty influencer, you can go live and sell a lipstick, which is a trending new lipstick from the top brand, and you can have a flash sale and sell it to your followers on live on Moj.
Oh, so the influencer has to have products and then can sell it?
Yeah.
And what about the logistics of delivery?
So that's why Flipkart partnership comes into play, because we are not good at logistics and India is so large. So the logistics, supply selection, all of that is taken care by Flipkart.
Wow. So give me a sense in these 3 streams that you have. Obviously, I'm assuming that advertising is number 1 in your pecking order, followed by
Gifting.
gifting, and now because this is so nascent,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah. So ads. We've been in ads business for 2 years, in gifting for 1 year, and
Do you see the ratio tilt in the future?
no. So we believe ads will be at least half of our revenue, long
For the
term.
for the
Yeah.
for the long
Yeah,
long
and commerce gifting probably would be roughly equal.
yeah
Yeah.
yeah. Tell me, I'm very curious. What is the profile of your users if you juxtapose them with, let's say, Reels or TikTok, but now it's banned here. But I
Mhm.
mean, uh, or any of such other products which have also come up in India
Mhm.
after the ban of TikTok.
So
What is the difference in your user profile?
So I think with ShareChat, we sort of had a very clear non-English tier 2, tier 3 market
Yeah.
definition, right?
Yeah.
We in fact, even today, we don't have English as an option on
Right,
ShareChat.
right.
So I think there we have a very sort of clear demarcation. With Moj and short videos, we feel the hard line between tier 1 and tier 2 is not as hard with visual content. So when you have, let's say, a text content, that is what really differentiates. A tier 1 metro guy opening ShareChat will see a Devanagari script content and will be put off.
Yeah.
But with visual content, it's not as hard. A good comedy skit could work really well across the country.
Sure.
So with Moj, we see that we have a good, healthy split between tier 1 and non-tier 1.
Okay.
Non-tier 1 is our strength because of ShareChat, and we started with 15 Indian languages. So we are really sort of investing in both supply, user acquisition. And tier 1, I think, is a way more competitive market with everyone sort of now launching tabs. So every large product will launch a tab of short video.
Yeah.
And we'll see how that goes. But tier 1 is going to be very competitive. You sort of keep investing long term, both in your feed ranking, in your supply, and sort of taking market share 1 basis point as it comes. And tier 2, tier 3, we are already very strong. We also leverage ShareChat's distribution to sort of go deeper into that market.
Okay.
And yeah, I think it's going to be, as I said, a pan-India product. Every single user will be using short videos. So there's a very large market. And I think it's going to be a race to how much market share do you end up in the next 5 years.
Are you profitable?
As a company, we're not. And both ShareChat and Moj are in different sort of phases, right? So ShareChat is a 6-year-old product. In fact, we see ShareChat to be becoming profitable in the next 18 months.
Okay.
Moj will take longer because of more competition and it's early. But ShareChat, we're already seeing very healthy signs both on ads and gifting. In fact, all our revenue today is ShareChat. Because we're now ramping up on Moj, but we've seen phenomenal growth of revenue on ShareChat, and it's not having any direct competition. It's very low burn. Revenue is ramping up well. So within 18 months, ShareChat will be profitable as a product, and Moj, I think, after some time will be profitable.
What is your view on this short form video? There's so much of it everywhere. Is the trend going to continue, or do you see fatigue setting in?
No, as I said, we have a very firm belief. In the next 5 years, every single person will be using a short video app daily.
Really?
Yes. It's going to be as widespread as WhatsApp. As an industry, every single internet user will be consuming some or the other short video app.
But that we're already doing now as well. Whether we get it on WhatsApp, or we're seeing it on Facebook stories, or we're seeing it on Reels, or we're seeing it on ShareChat, or wherever we're seeing it.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying, right? It's a massive shift. Imagine 3 years ago, you were not doing that.
Yes.
You were consuming longer form content or images or something else.
Yes.
And that's what I'm saying, that a lot of human attention will get concentrated towards short videos because it is so good a format from the supply side. You can, like, my mom has become a short video creator on her own.
Creator?
Yes.
Wow.
So the entry barrier is so low that you will have massive inflow of new creators, and this format of portrait short videos swipeable is so good to get feedback and train your machine learning models that the best personalized content will be on short videos. So this unique combination of two sort of things makes it a very good viable proposition. That's what I'm saying, that we are very confident 5 years down the line, every single person would be consuming short form content.
So what's your view on the fortunes of long format video?
They will exist, but I think timeshare will be taken away from them towards short form content.
Yeah, you think that?
Yeah.
Do you think this because everybody and anybody is creating content, right? You don't have to be qualified. You just have to want to do it. there is a massification of content, a dumbing down of content, and it's becoming rather, absolutely low quality because everybody is doing it.
Again, I think we should not judge the quality sitting here in Goa. I think we should let the customers judge the quality.
Yeah.
If your neighbor can do a really good comedy skit in the dialect that you understand,
Yeah.
for that customer, it's high quality. So far, they have been fed the main Hindi content.
Yeah. Okay.
Because that was the only economical way of distributing content.
Yeah.
But if my neighbor can do really good comedy skit in Bhojpuri, I would rather watch that. So I think we let customers be the judge of quality, and we would not want to put our sort of beliefs of what is high quality, what is low quality, and let I think the ML do its magic, personalized content, and I think that's the future. It is going to be very regional, very hyper local. You will get creators out of nowhere. People who today do not believe they are creators, in 5 years they will be creators, because it is going to be that larger market.
What is your vision for now? I mean, I'm sure your vision can also be fluid and change as you evolve and the company evolves. But what is your vision today for three of you from where you all sit today? What you've already got ShareChat, you've got Moj, you've got Takatak. What's the plan?
Yeah, so I think one part of our vision is to just unleash this creativity of a billion Indians, allow them to express themselves, put their content out, and build a livelihood on our platform. So it like being a content creator should not be a side gig.
You're saying that you can make enough money?
Yes. At least for some of them who are really high quality. In fact, our aim is to get to 1 million monetizable creators by end of 25. And a few of them, maybe several thousands, would take this as a permanent job. It won't be a side gig for them. So that's one part of the story of unleashing this creativity. The other side is, as I mentioned, right, we are in the business of aggregating public content. And we need to keep getting better at that we can serve you the right content even before you have sort of hinted that to us. And that could mean different things for different people. For example, for a farmer, right after harvest, they are looking for mandi rates. When they open ShareChat, it should be on their feed magically. So in a way, we are sort of anti-search, therefore, and just getting really good at that, at distributing content very, very efficiently, is the other part of the vision, which we will see in both ShareChat and Moj. So the underlying technology of both ShareChat and Moj is very similar. The AI team that we are building powers both SC and Moj for us.
Yeah. What's your view of the metaverse, and what's your plan on the metaverse?
I think metaverse is a very large term. The way I like to think about it is when we sort of take digital world as a default and the real world as your secondary life. In some form, we're actually having those things of metaverse, right? You mentioned it feels weird. Why would somebody give a virtual chocolate?
Yeah,
that is normal in metaverse. In your digital life, if you want to appreciate somebody, you want to give a virtual chocolate. They can't taste it, they can't eat it, yet it feels good.
I have to see value in that.
Yeah.
It's a mindset change.
And the creator feels good, the person giving feels good, and that's why when they're so immersed in that digital experience, it feels good. And when you take it a next level and you put a VR headset on or a AR glass on, it feels even more natural. So I think in some way we are already participating in the metaverse with this whole virtual gifting thing. And yeah, I think as we see more paradigm shifts happening, VR versus AR is still a debate, unanswered, and we'll have a play once that happens.
So you're really a proud made in India company. How, easy or difficult have the policies of this country been for it to have been a friendly journey or not so unfriendly journey?
So I think we've, as a country, grown a lot, as an ecosystem, grown a lot. I think we've been recently celebrating 100 unicorns, which was unthinkable, right? Even few years ago.
Yes, but I mean, that's amazing. But don't you think there's a lot of VC money floating around and people are just getting money left, right, and center? And we'll have to see that the time will tell who stays afloat and who sinks.
Sure. I think that always happens, right? So this is VC by definition is risky capital, which means not everyone will make returns.
Yeah.
But nobody can deny the fact that there are 100 unicorns in the country. And it no matter in which time frame you sort of became or raised money, it takes a lot of grinding to get there.
Yeah.
So we've already put a very high bar qualifier to call somebody a unicorn, and I think we should all celebrate. You might get a few unicorns who couldn't sustain for whatever reason.
But kudos to you for the effort.
Yeah, but
and
we've
the
come a long
gumption.
way as an
Yeah,
ecosystem,
yeah,
is
yeah,
what I'm saying.
Yeah, fair point. So, how were the policies friendly or unfriendly?
I think for us, we've not faced any particular challenge. In fact, our entire audience, advertiser, creators, everything is in India. So we're very thankful that we were sort of at the right time in this country when internet was booming and we could create this platform. So I think for us, it's been a good journey, and I think as an ecosystem now that we've evolved so much, we should actually be having a larger share in the policy making to shape how India goes for the next 10, 20 years.
As in using work with the government.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, and is that happening?
Yeah, so we work closely with the government on, let's say, how do we ensure, like we actively signed for a voluntary code of ethics during elections, all state elections,
Okay.
that will actually have a very stringent takedown for any content that election commission doesn't sort of agree with, or things of that nature. So I think as social media, we have signed up for that voluntary code of ethics.
But tell me something, Ankush. Tomorrow there are elections, and one party, without naming any, one party comes to you and wants to be a major advertiser. Will you refuse it?
We don't do political advertising.
Is that a stance?
Yeah.
I'm so proud of you. Really?
Yeah.
That's great, because you're going to lose out on a big category of money.
It's not actually. It's 1%. It's not a big money. That's what I'm
Really?
saying. Yes.
So why are the Facebooks of the world so keen on it?
I don't know. I think for us, we have a very clear stance that we do not want to do political advertising, and we can live without it.
And who would you say are your top advertisers right now?
So I think we have a bunch of people. FMCG is a large
Of
sort
course,
of
yeah.
category.
But even on ShareChat, you're saying FMCG. It is the largest spender, but
yeah, even on
okay,
ShareChat.
okay.
We see e-commerce really well during the whole lockdown. Gaming clients just like ramped up their spends. So yeah, we see a plethora of categories on ShareChat.
So basically, I think the category spending is mirroring the general category.
Yes.
Yeah. If I had to ask you, what is your biggest challenge today, with running these companies, and what is it that is the one nightmare that you have? What would it be?
Yeah, I think it's a lot of challenges exist in front of us. Feed ranking, as I mentioned, is the core. Like matching the right content with the right customer is an ever going field of improvement.
Yeah.
We in fact we made a very strong decision that we will actually go out and build a global AI org, because you need to be the absolute best in your feed ranking, and therefore I think end of last year we decided, or end of 2020 we decided that we will go out, and today we have a team in London, Bay Area, even Slovakia, and countries of long tail. So I think that has worked really well, but that's one effort we'll keep doing for the next 5 years, keep getting better at that. There are also challenges on the supply side. So when you think about India being that large a market, and customers would want content in every category, right? So imagine an Odia customer wants fashion content in Odia. And if you keep serving the Hindi content, they would get fatigued, or they would not like it.
Yes.
Is there opportunity to get authentic Odia fashion creators? And in fact, we had this interesting thing. So we one of our Odia creators crossed 1 million followers. Wow. This has happened for the first time on any platform, that an Odia creator has gotten 1 million followers.
Wow.
So I think that is the supply challenge, that how do you create these creators in all languages, in all categories? You will have to handhold them, coach them. We are building training modules. We have a program called Launch for Creators, which enables creator earnings. So we want to enable around $500 million of creator earnings over the next 3 years. But beyond the earnings, we also want to help them with like coaching them, or creating training modules that can help them become better. If somebody is really good, we in fact go and give them the best camera phone.
Really?
Yeah, they should not suffer because of a poor camera. If you're really for free, because they're really promising creators for the future. So yeah.
When did you start this company? How old were you?
So we started in 2015. I was 22.
So how is the 22-year-old Ankush different from the 29-year-old Ankush who's arrived in life?
I think with a lot of battle scars, you sort of become. I think it humbles you for sure.
It can also make you arrogant, because you're seeing success fast.
Yeah, I think we've gone through our own ups and downs to sort of be mature enough to stay humble. And I think, so a 22-year-old me would be starry-eyed. We can do whatever we want.
The world is
because
your oyster.
yeah, because we don't know the real implications of real world. 29-year-old me is, I think, understands way more. Still very ambitious, but I think probably thinks 10 times more before making a move versus a 22-year-old. And in fact, if I had known building this business would be so hard, a 22-year-old might have not chosen to do it.
That
On
is
that
true.
particular 29 November, when I thought I'll not sit for placements, maybe if I had known this, I would have probably picked otherwise. So yeah, I think being naive and foolishly
Foolish.
ambitious sometimes helps.
But tell me, because at 29 you've achieved so much, right? You're such a super achiever at such a tender age. Can you relate to a regular 29-year-old who's just regular?
Yeah, I think it's it's hard. So the normal topics of discussions are not, there's a very limited overlap. But I do tend to keep few people closer who've been with me during my school time and early. I think that helps even to keep you grounded, because they treat you like a schoolmate kind of a thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think with a lot of other 29-year-olds, the topics of discussion are rather limited, I would say.
If I had to ask you to give a message to everybody who's watching this interview and aspires to be like you, right? Because nobody's seen the journey, which has been tough. We've seen
Yeah.
you upon arrival. So what would you say to people who want to become entrepreneurs but have absolutely no clue about the kind of sweat and blood it kind of sucks from you? When do you decide you should make the jump or not? I'm even asking for myself.
Yeah, so I think it definitely is a long-term commitment. I think it is not for the people who want to try it for a year and see how that goes. If you really believe in something, you want to jump into it, you should assume a decade. Meaningful changes in this world comes in a decade. Like, it doesn't come in a year or two. So that long-term commitment is, I think, what is absolutely necessary. And what I've seen is a lot of really smart, driven people give up too soon. And if I would like sort of look at my journey, there were so many moments where we could have given up. In fact, there was one moment where we did not have money to pay salaries. This is 2016, 17.
How many employees?
We were 50 employees back then, a smallish company then. But we literally had no money. And we had to somehow manage to raise capital and sort of make it happen. So I think we've had those moments where it was easy to give up. And I think just surviving is what it takes to build a large business. So I think that's one advice. If you were to ask me, like, pick one, just hang on is my advice. Be in the game and things will work out. If you're in such a dynamic country like India, which is growing, things are changing so rapidly. If you hang on for a few years, you will figure out something. If you're smart enough, patient enough, hang on, you'll figure out.
And how did you handle the parental pressure?
I think it took some time. So as I mentioned, like I asked for first 2 years. I said, give me 2 years. And I was confident if it doesn't happen, I'll go to Google, Facebook, Microsoft. There's so many tech companies that you can sort of interview and get into. But yeah, I asked for 2 years and it wasn't a very sort of, from their point of view, it wasn't the ideal choice to have made, like,
but now,
out of college. Now they're like, you made the right choice. So
amazing.
Yeah.
What an inspirational story, and what a beautiful journey. I wish most people who hear this can absorb what you're saying, and here's all the very best to you and your co-founders in your own journey to become bigger, better, and of course serve us better content. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.